In this video, we'll be taking a brief look at the latest release from Disney and Pixar, Toy Story 4 on 4K and Blu-ray. We'll kick off with a brief unboxing and then get onto my quick review of the film presentation and special features. Usually I would unbox the standard slipped edition for you guys, but my pals over at Disney have really treated us with something special this time and sent over a copy of the 4K Steelbook from Best Buy, which will also be available at Zavvi in the UK. So that's what we'll be diving into today. As always, I will leave affiliate links down below in the description and the comments if you'd like to pick up any of the standard editions from Amazon or Amazon UK. They'll all be region free, so if you're looking to import, you'll be able to play them no matter where you are. Before we go any further, don't forget to hit that like button down below. It does a great job in getting my content out there. And if you're a new viewer, hit that subscribe button as well to keep up to date with all my postings. This is actually the first Best Buy branded steel that I will be adding to my collection, so this is incredibly exciting for me. Of course, the set will come wrapped in shrink, so let's rip it out of there and get to our steel. The front of the steel is quite beautiful in hand, featuring a mix of teaser posters that were put out for the film, but we'll take a better look at this in a moment. As you can see, the set comes surrounded by a standard J card, which if we flip to the back, we can see has all the standard info for the film, including synopsis, specs, and special features, complemented by a beautiful piece of poster art from the film. I'll briefly touch on what's included on this disc throughout this video, but I won't be going through all of it because it would take us much too long. If you're interested in a more in-depth overview of the contents of this disc and its technical specs, I produced an announcement and breakdown video for this release when it was first announced by Disney a few months back, which you can certainly check out if you haven't already. I'll leave this one linked in my Toy Story 4 playlist at the very end of the video. Of course, this comes right off to reveal the full piece of artwork which surrounds the entire steel. Just like the front, the back features a selection of teaser art of the film's supporting characters, and as a whole, I think it's incredibly striking artwork. I wasn't huge on this when I first saw artwork for it online, but getting it in hand, it looks really great. The steel is presented with a really beautiful glossy surface. There's no embossing or debossing on this whatsoever on the front or on the back, but I think it suits it incredibly well. Taking a look inside the case, we find a single pamphlet, which includes a code from which you can redeem the movie digitally via Movies Anywhere and its linked platforms, including iTunes. There's no pamphlet for the Disney Movie Club in here, which I found a little alarming at first, but after a little extra research shows that these don't usually come with one anyway, so crisis over. Putting that aside, we see the 3 discs from the collection here, all of which in true Pixar style feature disc art, making this an incredibly well presented set. Here we have the 4K disc featuring Ducky and Bunny. Over here is the Blu-ray disc featuring Buzz, Woody, Bo, and Giggles McDimples, and underneath the 4K is the bonus features Blu-ray featuring Duke Kaboom. Underneath all of the discs is a fantastic image of Buzz, Ducky, and Bunny. It would have been nice to get a group shot of the entire cast here, but I think this one works really well. Here is a brief look at all 3 discs together if you'd like to get a good look at that. All in all, the Steelbook is a really great little set and I am completely in love with it. Despite being more of a slipcover collector for the most part myself, I'm actually really happy that Disney sent this one out to me. Toy Story 4 is one of my favourite animated films over the last few years. It's fun, funny, heartwarming, and full of adventure, real heart and soul. It's everything you want from a Toy Story feature and more, but I'm sure that you all already know that. This is easily one of my top favourite entries in the franchise, and I'm so glad to finally be able to own it physically and on 4K. The film was animated and processed digitally at a resolution of 4K, and was given a 4K digital intermediate. As far as I'm aware, that makes this the first native 4K animated film. And wow, what a title to be the debut at this resolution. It's easily one of the most gorgeously animated films of all time, with an incredibly cinematic feel that uses not only an anamorphic aspect ratio, but employs various digital cinematography techniques such as a stunning use of depth of field and faux macro lens photography. The movie looks absolutely stunning to begin with on Blu-ray, and I think is just about the most flawless animated film I've ever watched on that format. Regardless how perfect the Blu-ray is, the 4K is, well, even more perfect. In the past, I've been fairly disappointed with 4K animated offerings simply because of the nature of their upscaled 2K masters, which just offer a small leap in detail and a reasonable boost in colors and black levels thanks to the HDR passes. What is offered with Toy Story 4's 4K disc, however, is nothing short of a revelation. Not only is finer detail given an enormous boost, but the clarity of the image is absolutely astounding. At certain points, it's hard not to believe that what you're looking at on screen is real and not animation. Scenes set at the fair or in the antique shop look like live action, and our favorite characters look like real toys. There's a life brought to them in the glimmer in their eyes, the shine on their face, and the immense textural detail in their clothing. Colors are also given a tremendous boost here. They're bold, vibrant, punchy, and absolutely burst off the screen in the more colorful, livelier scenes. But in the darker scenes, black levels and shadows are perfectly black, with mildly lit elements looking absolutely gorgeous. As with all Disney releases, Toy Story 4 is complemented with a Dolby Atmos audio track, which as per usual does suffer some of the usual Disney Atmos issues, including a slight softness, but it's never anything that I find incredibly impeding on the audio quality, especially once you have adjusted your receiver accordingly. To me, the sound mix here is really nice. It's not an incredibly overblown soundtrack, and is actually more understated with crisp, clean dialogue and a soft soundscape. That said, in some of the larger moments, the sound is big and booming, with Randy Newman's full and lively score absolutely stealing the show and sounding absolutely terrific in such an immersive form. As far as special features go, Toy Story 4 features an incredibly generous helping, which is presented across both Blu-ray discs. There's close to an hour and a half worth of visual supplements in total, with a feature-length audio commentary added into the mix to complement them. Broken down, there's around 40 minutes of behind-the-scenes featurettes. None of these are as incredibly in-depth or detailed as you'd expect from a Pixar release, many of which have offered us hours of behind-the-scenes supplements detailing every element of film production. This one offers a fun look into the dialogue recording process hosted by Ali Markey, some character explorations, an analytical breakdown of one of the film's scenes, which is, might I add, probably the best offering on this set, and a selection of smaller, fluffier featurettes. There's lots of talking head stuff here with cast and crew interviews, but surprisingly there's very little featuring Tom Hanks or Tim Allen, and there's very little actual behind the scenes footage. There's a 30-minute reel of deleted scenes, which each include small intros with director Josh Cooley. These are all in storyboard stage, so don't expect anything too exciting here, but it's still interesting to see, and there's some great discarded ideas that are fun to explore. Additionally, there's about 10 minutes of smaller bits and pieces like trailers, promos, and previs stuff as well. The audio commentary on here is pretty great. It features both Cooley and producer Mark Nielsen. I had to listen to this while revisiting the film, and it's very enjoyable. It's informative, in-depth, and incredibly fun. The two pour over their influences and work ethics on the film and delve into a ton of Easter eggs along the way. While we don't get much in the way of in-depth behind-the-scenes featurettes, the commentary is a great look into the filmmaking process of the film. Overall, special features are absolutely fine and certainly much better than more recent offerings from Disney, or really anyone at that matter. I guess I just still long for the days where expansive making-of docos were a mainstay of these releases. Again, both the Blu-ray and 4K of Toy Story 4 are fantastic, but the 4K comes with my absolute highest recommendation, and once again should be the version for everyone. It truly is reference quality material. Toy Story 4 is available on Blu-ray, 4K, and DVD on the North American and Canadian market as of October 8, 2019. It will be available in Australia on October 9th and in the UK on October 21st. Don't forget, I also produced an announcement and breakdown video for this release when it was first announced by Disney. In that, I give a more in-depth overview of the included special features and technical specs of the disc, as well as go over the various editions being released worldwide, including this Best Buy Steel, the Target Digipack, the 3D release coming out in the UK, and of course, the standard editions. If you'd like to check that video out, I've linked it just after the jump, alongside a selection of other Toy Story videos that I produced during Toy Story 4's cinematic run. run, including my in-depth thoughts on the film and my ranking of the entire Toy Story saga. Also, don't forget I have left affiliate links down below for all the standard editions, which you can purchase on Amazon or Amazon UK. Thanks again to my pals over at Disney for sending me out this fantastic 4K Steelbook edition of Toy Story 4 for the purposes of this review. And thanks once again to everybody out there for watching. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos and you'd like to see more like it in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen, as well as that like button down below for that little extra support. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.